why Winston Churchill was absolutely right when he said that never, ever, 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 ever give in. I'm gonna tell you in today's video. If you liked it, then please give it a thumbs up and sub to the channel. Hi, this is Ellie. Yeah. And today is my second official video on this channel, and if you might know, I just added a playlist with videos that I already produced like last year or the year before, and they're all in English, and it's just a little bit of, yeah, if you want to, please just take a look at them. Yeah. So back to my today's video. When I thought what I could talk in my today's video about, I remembered a story that I've heard about Winston Churchill, one of the former prime ministers of England. On the 29th of October 1941, he held a speech in front of students of his former high school or school. There's a saying that he just went on stage and just said, "Will you never, ever, 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 ever give in?" And it said that then he went back to his seat and that was it. It's not quite true because nowadays we know that there was a real speech. But maybe, that was just, in a nutshell, the most important thing that he said, or what people remember. To never, ever give in, or what people made of it today, never, ever give up. Why am I telling you this little story? I thought that if I look back on my life, the most important thing that I could tell in a nutshell would be exactly that it is always worth going on, and it is always worth fighting for what you want and not to give up, So if I think back, and I told you a little bit in my last video, my first channel opener, that I had quite a life. I was suffering from multiple addictions, and I was lucky, let's say I was really lucky to overcome all of them today. But there were times in my life when I was so desperate. Really, I was absolutely desperate because I didn't see any light at the end of the tunnel, and I needed help, and I thought I didn't have it, and I worked hard for it, So I worked hard, but there was not the result that I was looking for, especially with this eating disorder that I had. So I was recovering from, I quit drugs like 15 years ago, but I still had that eating disorder. And I finished my studies, I started to work, and I started also to work on myself and to work on my recovery. And if you are suffering from an addiction, or if you are going through any other hardships, you might know that it can be really very tough, if you really give it your all and it doesn't work. And I was so full of shame, and I had problems, financial problems, because that addiction ate really all of my money. I really had a bad time. I can say that. I really had a bad time. And the most important thing is, and I can't say today that, I always went through the world, and I wasn't always hoping and believing that everything will be fine in the end, and yes, I won't give up. No, it was not that way. It really wasn't that way. And I really had some days that when I really thought, maybe if there's no other choice, I can always commit suicide, you know. There were really some dark times when that thought gave me relief, you know, and it was okay. I would have never had the courage to do that, but it gave me relief at least, you know. It was like, yeah, a strategy to handle that stress that I had. But I always, even if I had those dark moments when there was no hope and I was absolutely devastated and feeling hopeless, and there were also other days when I was full of hope, and I believed that, you know what, why shouldn't there be hope for me? Why? What did I do? You know, what did I do wrong that I cannot get what I want? You know, if I keep doing what I'm doing, I keep working on myself, I can make it. And I tried to imagine the way how I felt or how I'd feel if I was already there, you know, if I had already recovered. And that helped me. I pretended that I was already there, I already got it, I was already fine, and I believed it, you know. But if I look back on all of it, you know, like all the bad days, all the good days, you know, what I can really say, what sums it up in a nutshell, is that I never gave up. In fact, I never gave up. So I never committed that suicide, you know, that I thought of, you know, years and years ago. One day I remember that I hadn't had that thought for years. I just accepted even the hardships and even the desperate times that I had in my recovery. I accepted that, you know, and I went on. And I think really the most important thing in life is not to always be happy and to always be full of inspiration, you know. I think that's not realistic. But to go through the motions, to go through the emotions, to feel what you feel right now, and then to get back on track. Because what I really believe today is that life happens for me, not against me. So life happens for you, for us, not against us. And it is so worth it. I hope I made my point clear. I hope that you understood that, you know, I'm telling you this story from my perspective, and I was really, I had no hope. I can tell you, I had no hope. I thought, you know, it works for everybody on this planet, but it doesn't work for me. And it worked. In the end, today I can say, look at me, it worked. You know, it worked, and it works well, and it will work for you, you know, or it is already working, in fact, for you. If you're watching this video, I know that it's already working for you. So if you like this video, I'm super happy if you could give it a thumbs up and support me. Thanks for commenting. And yeah, take good care and see you next time.